I'm Ryan Brockington. You are watching New Now Next Minute. Joining me is Chris Kluwe, professional football player, LGBT supporter, and he is here with us at Logo to talk about all things marriage equality. On the heels of celebrating the Supreme Court's recent decisions on DOMA and Prop 8, we're now going to talk a little bit about how you became such an influential part of an LGBT movement, really, Chris. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for having me.
So can you give us a little bit of backstory on how you got involved in really getting these initiatives forward? I know that you were a co-author of an amicus brief.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so originally I got involved in Minnesota when they were trying to pass the constitutional amendment there to ban same-sex marriage, and a group called Minnesotans for Marriage Equality asked me to help defeat it. I said, yeah, that seems like a great idea. I mean, people should be free to love and get married to who they want. That's America. You're free to live your own life.
And it's interesting to hear you just say it, and it's like, yeah, I like milk on my cereal or anything else, and I feel like that's how a lot of people are in our age range and in our society and our generation, but I think it's the education and the understanding that is really our responsibility to those other generations that weren't really a part of a movement like this. How have you found you're able to go forward and educate those types of people?
Well, really just letting them know that this is a basic human rights issue that we've had to fight through before. I mean, you look back 150 years and the fight was over slavery. 100 years ago is over suffrage. 50 years ago is about segregation. And in our generation, it's about same-sex rights. So it's really this same issue of one group of people wants to control what another group of people, how they live their lives. And that's not what America should be about. I mean, we've had this fight before, we've won this fight before, but somehow we have to keep fighting it.
Do you feel like when the courts and our law system, let me rephrase that. Do you feel like when the court system brings religion or brings these beliefs into play, it all gets really mucky and people then sort of get their judgment clouded when it comes to basic civil rights?
Right, exactly. And I think what a lot of people forget is that the First Amendment in this country doesn't just grant you the freedom to practice your religion, it also grants you the freedom from other people's religion. So you can't be discriminated against due to what someone else believes in their religion. And that's a very important point that a lot of people miss. They think that freedom of religion means they can do whatever they want, but that's not the case. You have to respect other people's rights as well, especially if their rights include not being discriminated against because of what your religion teaches.
How do you think your involvement in Minnesota can be brought in by other people in their own state? What do you think they can do to help push forward something like this if they already don't have marriage equality in place?
Well, really just make that argument, the idea that this is a human rights issue. This is a matter of, are you free to live your own life? And making people aware of the fact that this isn't about sexuality. This isn't about sex, just like it's not about race or it's not about gender. It's about, are you able to live your life without someone else oppressing you? And really, when you frame it that way, people start to understand that, hey, this is discrimination. This is wrong. I mean, we have American citizens who pay their taxes, who serve in our military, who are not allowed to benefit under the same laws as everyone else. That is discrimination, and that is wrong.
Yeah, I think that when it's put in those just simple terms, it's easy to grasp. I think it's the real education, and it's our job to get that out there. And it doesn't matter what state you live in. If you're in California and celebrating the recent Prop 8 overturn, or if you're in another state and you're just now wanting to, is it strange to you that you've become such an influential LGBT supporter in all this?
Yeah, it's weird to me because it seems very basic to me. I want to be free to live my life, so other people have to be free to live their lives. That's the whole basis of treat others the way you'd like to be treated, is having that empathy, being able to put yourself in someone else's shoes. And so the reason I speak out is because the society I want to live in is one where everyone has the chance to succeed, everyone has the chance to live their life and not have to worry about being discriminated against. And I'm really happy being able to speak out for the LGBT movement and get those rights done for them. But at the same time, there's also so many other areas we need to address as well in our society, just a basic lack of empathy.
Yeah, agreed. Thank you so much. Again, Chris Kluwe, professional football player and LGBT supporter. I'm going to say it because we appreciate everything that you've done for this movement, and we can't wait to see where else you get involved. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Definitely. I'm Ryan Brockington. You're watching New Now Next. Stay here. Continuous SCOTUS coverage about the recent decisions on marriage equality.